This is the last exercise in the orientation for the Intermediate Algebra Mind Math Lab. And I'm not sure why this was included, since this is a topic that's normally covered in pre-calculus. So that's probably throwing the conscientious students because they're wondering why they're not able to do this. So you don't need to worry about this. It's not graded, but I'll show you what they're looking for and how we're using these tools. You will use these for lines and parabolas in this course, but not necessarily for a cubic. So they want us to use the interactive graphing tool, which are these buttons down here, to draw a basic graph, which x cubed is the one they're asking us for. That's the third button in. We'll click on that, and then it automatically goes to the origin. That's the basic graph of the function y equals x cubed. Then they've asked us to update it to have a vertical stretch of 3, and here's where you would put in the vertical stretch. You just tell it, delete that, tell it to stretch it by 3. A horizontal stretch of 1, which is not a stretch at all, because 1 is where it begins. A vertical shift of 0. A vertical shift means it moves the graph. It doesn't change the shape of it like a stretch does, but it just moves it up. But they're asking for a shift of 0 anyway. If I wanted a shift of 2, I could move this over there, and you see how that graph, it didn't change shape, but it just moved up 2. But they're not asking for a vertical shift of 2. They're asking for no shift at all, which they're calling a shift of 0. And then a horizontal shift of 5. Well, horizontal goes side to side, so here's the horizontal shift slider. Move that to 5, and see how it didn't change the shape of the graph, but it did move it over 5 units. And finally, they are asking for a reflection over the x-axis, which is this choice right here. If you mouse over it, the text comes up and says, the full text says reflect over x-axis, which is what they've asked for. And what that did was it just flipped it. So what was below the line, and I'll uncheck it so you can see, what was below the x-axis is now reflected on the other side, vice versa with that. So that's all they want from this, and you don't really need to worry about this until next semester.